What's going on, guys? Greg with Pizzle's Tech Time, back again with another video, back with a vengeance. I have been making a lot of troubleshooting videos or negative videos because of the issues with my computer as well as the Ugreen Nas, and I've had to fight through all of that. I've got my computer working, I've got my NAS completely lost all the files, but I was able to actually restore some of them. But most of the files were lost, unfortunately, and I learned a lot of hard lessons, and one being, be happy with what you have. I was trying to increase the speeds on the Ugreen OS or the Ugreen NAS, and I ended up finding out the hard way that you should probably leave something if it's working. Losing, 15 to 20 terabytes worth of video data that you have worked long and hard for is really, really defeating. Erased everything on the Ugreen NAS. I have rebuilt my computer. I've got it working with 10 gigabit per second networking times 3. So we've got 30 gigabit connection, which isn't really worth the trouble. But using the Ugreen NAS and doing all the upgrades that I've done, I've been able to find out some things that I think would be valuable for me to share with you. I know the number one question you guys have with this Ugreen NAS is number one being the Thunderbolt 4 ports. So when Ugreen made this NAS, they decided to put Thunderbolt 4 ports on some of the models, I believe most of them. My Pro model, the 6800 Pro, it does have 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, so little did I know when buying this, I thought I was going to be plugging that into my computer, and that was how it was going to be connected. But if you've ever worked with the NAS before, it is called network attached storage, and Thunderbolt 4 networking on a Windows computer is not so easy to use, number one, and it's not really used that much at all, except through like third-party accessories. Like I have a Thunderbolt 3 to 10 gigabit, works really well, but it does get a little bit hot. Thunderbolt is more accessible on Mac, but even with Mac computers, Ugreen does not fully support Thunderbolt 4. Ugreen doesn't support direct Thunderbolt connection, which means you're going to have to connect through LAN or any other method that you can use to connect to your computer. If you want to do Thunderbolt 4 networking, what you have to do is log into the NAS through SSH. I wouldn't really advise this if you don't know what you're doing, because you could mess something up, which would really, really be unfortunate. But if you log in through SSH, and you can look it up through any AI that you use how to do this, you log into the NAS and you change the IP address of the Thunderbolt port, and you can do it in a non-destructive way by not changing the configuration file. All you have to do is do these SSH commands, and you change the IP address to whatever it is that you want, and then you change the IP address on your computer to something matching in that subnet. First things first, when you get into SSH, what you're going to want to do is check the network. You're going to want to bring the Thunderbolt port that you want to use up, and you can check the SSH commands, or I will drop them down below for you guys. Then check to see if there is an IP address already, do an IP check. And then what you want to do is temporarily change the IP address to the same subnet that you want to put your computer on. Then you need to make sure you have SMB turned on, and whatever file explorer you're going to be using, you're going to need to make sure that's going to work. And after you have that set up, you can see the network connection for Thunderbolt networking in Windows. You'll certainly be able to see it in Mac. And then you'll be able to see it in the Ugreen operating system once you bring the Thunderbolt port up for connection. Then you should be able to transfer through SMB whatever you like. For me, I wasn't getting really great speeds, and it was a little bit annoying that Ugreen didn't support it offhand like I thought they would. Then you should be able to do transfers over the Thunderbolt 4 port. It's unfortunate that Ugreen didn't support this from the get-go, but there's not really much I can do about it, but I hope this helps if any of you guys are wondering how to do it. Some other miscellaneous upgrades that I've done to my Ugreen NAS were the SSDs. I have added 2 terabyte SSDs for read and write cache, which messing with that is what got my files deleted, but I have gone back to try using it. I've turned memory compression off. I have upgraded 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, and I'm just running that at stock speeds. Don't know how that much RAM is really affecting me, as I'm just using this for storage. But I ended up upgrading it anyways because I thought it would help. I've also changed the fans in the back. I have upgraded them to some Be Quiet ones. And you want to make sure you get the PMW ones so that you're able to control it via the NAS software. I made that mistake as well by ordering the wrong ones or getting shipped the wrong ones. I don't know what happened. Probably me because I'm dumbass, but upgraded the fans, and I also replaced the thermal paste on the CPU, and well, it's more of an APU, but it was kind of hard to do. I wouldn't really suggest that, but I am getting cooler temperatures now that I changed the fans, and I put some I put thermal pads instead of thermal paste, and I am getting around 50 to 60 degrees Celsius, which is pretty dang good if you ask me. So I've got the Ugreen NAS set up now. I really do enjoy using it. What I will say about the Ugreen NAS situation is it's not fully fleshed out. I'm using some wonderful Seagate Exos drives, which are capable of around 250 megabytes per second. And using UGOS, I'm really only getting about 200 maximum. And for some reason, it just really doesn't want to push it to get those speeds from the hard drives. I've tried testing the network, and it just doesn't really want to go faster than about 1 gigabyte per second. And that's if I'm using NVMe storage, that's if I'm using my hard drives. But it's showing the utilization at about 80% at like 120 megabytes per second in RAID 5. Because I'm using 6 20 terabyte Seagate Exos 22 drives. They should be capable of a higher speed, but even the utilization is showing that it's not correctly reporting. So I think Ugreen has a little while to go with the support for this NAS product, but I do really enjoy using this, and it has opened my eyes to the world of NASes, and I can thank Ugreen for that. I really hope they do continue to support this product and they will update it. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. I'd be happy to answer them. My name's Greg with Pizzle's Tech Time. I make tech videos weekly to keep you entertained and well informed. And I'm bringing back an overall message of positivity. I want you all to embrace goodness and you'll attract greatness. It has worked for me. I've had some rough goes of it. Haven't exactly been an easy ride here, but I'm pushing forward. And I want you all to do the same. Think of others, have empathy and sympathy. That's really my message for all of you. There are affiliate links down below. If you want to use them to shop, it would greatly help me out. A lot of this gear has cost me a fortune, just the way it is. So I am doing photo and video on the side, working full-time as a truck driver. And I thank you all for your support. We're at 4,000 subs right now, so any support is greatly appreciated. So embrace goodness and you'll attract greatness, guys. Greg with Pizzle's Tech Time. Next time, I'll see you next time. Peace.